accept. Where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying?
This is an article that I'm going to talk about slash react to from Al Jazeera. Indigenous Bolivian women take up Taekwondo against gender based violence. This is for all the people who think that Taekwondo is useless and has nothing to do and can't just possibly ever be used in the real world ever. And it especially wouldn't help women. Well, apparently somebody forgot to tell women in Bolivia because they are making Taekwondo work for them quite well, according to this article. So this says Bolivia has one of the highest rates of gender violence, with 80% of women experiencing it in their lifetime. Okay? So what are they doing? Can I make me smaller? I'll just get me out of the way here. So what are they doing? They're going to take Taekwondo. Many dress in traditional, please forgive me for not pronouncing this right, Amara bulging skirt with woolen blanket and tall bowler hat over two, oh Manny, that must be her name, over two long braids. The women start each session with a muscle warm up. Okay, so I think that's the main sensei, and that's another sensei, or excuse me, Sabu. A violent attack by would-be robbers steered Bolivia Linea Matia towards the martial arts of Taekwondo. 3 years later, she helped train other indigenous women to defend themselves against rampant gender-based violence in the South American country. Meta says she would have died if neighbors had not come out of their homes to scare off the assailant, choking her outside of her front door as they tried to steal her wallet. After the attack, she pledged she would never feel so helpless again. She joined a women's only class at the Warming Power Taekwondo studio in Bolivia's second city, El Alto. Warmi means women in the indigenous Quechua language. Please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. Her enthusiasm was such that the founder soon asked her to join the training team, helping in particular to translate instructions into Aymara, another of Bolivia's indigenous tongues. I didn't know how to defend myself. Now I try to help other women lose their fear, the 56-year-old shopkeeper and community health secretary said. This is a job of violence prevention. Now, I'm glad she said something about violence prevention. What's wrong with violence prevention? What's wrong with if you take Taekwondo, it may make somebody go, hey, man, take Taekwondo. I don't want to mess with that. No, I want to go someplace else. What's wrong with that? I say nothing's wrong with that. Government data shows that 8 out of 10 women and girls in Bolivia suffer physical violence at least once in their lives. This is a violent country for women, says Lucia Vargas of Coordinatora, Coordinatora de la Mujer of or Women's Coordinator, a rights advocacy group. Now, let me tell you, I'm not a women's right advocate, but I am an advocate of if you don't want to get beat up, study a martial art. If that's a group, that's what I'm in for sure. I don't care who it is. In 2023, more than 51,000 women reported falling victim to violence. Husbands or partners were the perpetrators in the vast majority of cases. That's really sad. Warming Power was launched by Laura Roca and Kimberly Nosa, both Taekwondo black belts, in 2015. So they've been going at this 9 years at the time of this video. Violence is not solved with violence, but learning to defend ourselves can save our lives, says Nosa, who has been practicing the martial arts for 18 years. Yes, absolutely. Because if you know how to defend yourself, ironically, the more you know how to defend yourself, the less you feel the need to jump to violence because you're not insecure, in my opinion. You're not insecure and you feel like, I already know I can solve this with violence. Let me try to do something else so I don't have to go there. Roca is a trained psychologist, who said she took up the discipline despite her father-in-law insisting it was the preserve of men. Taekwondo is for whoever wants to get out there in those uniforms that look like pajamas and do those stretches and kicks and punches. That's who Taekwondo is for. Whoever wants to do it and won't abuse it. That's my opinion. Together, the pair have trained more than 35,000 women countrywide. Amazing. I don't even think I've met 35,000 people in my life. That is awesome. At the class in El Alto, most of the women are indigenous and engaged in informal trade. All right, let me just click out of that. Let me close that ad. So you can see a better picture of her. Let me get me out of the way here. Looks like she's got a pretty prosperous shop there. So that's Lydia Maita, Taekwondo instructor, works at her business in El Alto. It looks like she's got a store there. And here's a picture here of them practicing. You've got the pads and everything. They've got the looks like they're doing. I'm assuming it's WTF, but that's just an assumption because they're wearing a WTF V-neck uniform. Most women have never dealt a blow in their lives to see uncertain with their first air punches. I think that's most people, period. I think most people have never had to deal with any real violence in their lives, so they're going to feel uncertain. Not just most women. I think it's most folks, period. But soon get into the routine, they kick, they scream, and they learn to identify an assailant's weak spots. Yes. So they're probably getting some pressure points slash Q show slash vital points in there. Because if we're talking about real self-defense, it's not about muscling up and building your cardio, although of course that would help. I mean, I'm not gonna lie about that. Of course that would help. But it's good to get a knowledge of anatomy so you know where to hit on a person to get the maximum bang for your blow. That's judo's maximum efficiency minimum effort, by the way, too. See, that's why I like that I base my thing with Taekwondo and Judo. They complement themselves each other so well. They really do. They really do. Even though they're from different countries. But anyway. So this caption says women's rights groups in Bolivia say gender-based violence is normalized in society where many men see women as property. But I believe that violence is just part of the human condition. I think that human beings are just violent towards each other, period. That's why we have a thing called war, unfortunately. So here's some footage of them. They're taking their equipment. They got the chest protector here, and they got a kicking shield. I think that's pretty cool. Here's a shot of them in class, holding a shield for another student. At the end of their class in El Alto, the Taekwondo pupils walk one by one through a tunnel formed by two rows of women holding hands. You're beautiful, you're powerful, you're valuable, you're a warrior, you're strong. They are told and slapped on the back encouragingly. The class ends with a group hug. Now, I probably could take a lesson from their playbook and be a little bit more encouraging. That's it for the article. Because I tend to tell my students, I'm like, okay, you're learning how to defend yourself, but don't think you're the only person that's training on a Saturday. Okay. I try to, maybe that's because that's the crowd I get. I have to tell them, don't be overconfident. Don't think you're going to jump in the ring with a professional fighter just because you got a stripe on your white belt. Yes, you can learn how to defend yourself, and you're going to be able to defend yourself in a short amount of time. That's the thing. In a short amount of time against the people most likely to hurt them, your average Taekwondo student is going to be able to handle that. Even if they don't do like I do with cross train and other stuff, they're going to be able to handle that. If we're just talking about self defense, yourself, protect yourself, you can accomplish that with punching and kicking alone. You don't even need the grappling, cross training, any of that stuff, really. Somebody comes at you, you know where to hit them. That's it. You know where to kick them. That's it. But if we want to talk about branching out and being able to deal with, a broader range of possible violence, then of course you need to study more, study more. So I like what they're doing. I wanted to big up them and give them a shout out, and I thought it was pretty interesting. I just, stuff like this, anything to do with Taekwondo, and anything where if I see any underdog going up against the people who are oppressing them, I don't care who it is. I don't care who the underdog is. I like that martial arts can help you with that. even if it's just metaphorical, if it can give you a fighting spirit so that you can fight against injustice, I think that's a good use of the martial arts as well. And hey, they're doing my main style. So I like that. Thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people like to talk about the martial arts. I'm going to link to this article below. Peace, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
When the haters are slinging hate, come to me, I got you always. When the haters are slinging hate, come to me, I got you always. Be strong, I say strong for you. 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 Be strong, I say strong for you.
When you're in a jam, I will understand more than any man. You know I am that I am.